Hello, Resident Among Us fan here, and damn, I love video games. If I had the talent, I would make them. But because I have no talent, the only thing I can really do is mess around in funny TF2 lobbies. Bro, you're garbage.
You're fucking terrible.
I just killed you, bro. You're so bad.
Horrible.
Uninstall the game, bro.
You're
Uninstall the game.
terrible.
Now, in my opinion, the only real games are games on Scratch. But I want something more real. Something more exciting. Fuck yes. Game creation tools. These can vary from games to video game engines. The Unreal Engine is extremely popular, and as of me recording this video, it's on its 5th version. Now, see, I'm not EA or Ubisoft, so I can't afford it. But there are some other options. First, the Gadot Engine, made by Gal Gadot, the actor of Wonder Woman. I used it a few months ago, and while it is free and a solid alternative, nothing can match. Unity makes games that usually suck or are a massive disappointment, but it still has a place in the game creation community. It's basic and allows beginners to understand game development, but it still sucks. Now, what if there was a game that was developed in an engine that allowed you to make thick shit? Dev Tycoon is a game that released all the way back in December of 2012 on the PC. Now, according to Metacritic, who we know to have the most accurate reviews of all time, determined that the game's quality was a 68, which is mixed in their eyes. Now, everyone that I know who has played this game has said that it's a fun game that lets you imagine your own game ideas. I mean, that's exactly what I want from a game like this. I want to be able to create a game that has furry shit and good gameplay. Now, being forced to make a video on this game by Shadow makes me very pressured to write about it, so let's get to development. The game was developed by Greenheart Games, a small indie studio consisting of 2 brothers named Patrick and Daniel Klug. Their game consists of Game Dev Tycoon and Soda Dungeon, Tavern Keeper. Actually, this game is still in development, so yeah, only 1 game on the market. Anyways, Game Dev Tycoon was inspired by another small indie game, Game Dev Story, which Ryan Davisly famously said the game's menu system was clunky and I got horny.
What?
The game released to the public back in December of 2012 and currently has over 1 million copies sold on Steam. So with that, let's review the game and give our opinions on it. Game Dev Tycoon was a game made so that you can make a game that can make a game. The main gameplay revolves around you running a business and making video games. Making games is simple, but very fun. You select a platform, a genre, a topic, and then the game engine. While making a game, you get to select what features you want. Personally, I like making an open-world furry game. Also, while making a game, you get to select the amount of time and effort to put into a certain part of the game, like world design, AI, and dialogues. This is important to make a good game because if you make an action game with a great story, but shitty gameplay, people might not enjoy that. Action games usually don't have the best stories, but focus on gameplay, graphics, and style, so obviously making a game with a great story, but bad gameplay, will not work for the action genre. Also, the bars are a bit weird. Just because you maxed out all of the bars does not mean you'll get maxed out effort. Because all of them are equal, they get the same amount of effort, which is balanced by this bar. But lowering dialogue in favor of AI means less effort for dialogue, but a shit ton of effort for AI. Depending on how you make, balance, and market the game, it will do well or bad. If your game does well, then you gain fans. These fans will buy your OnlyFans and give you a legal issue. The game emulates running a game company extremely well. You deal with paychecks, marketing, hiring, researching, and way more. You can research new topics like Wild West or crime. You can research how to make an engine and engine features. You can make your own game engine, and game engines are key to making a game successful. Developing for platforms is very easy. Simply wait for it to release and pay the license. Towards the end of the game, you get access to console development, MMOs, and online game stores, and more. Console development is cool, but it's extremely broken. You can make an exclusive game on your console that gets 10s across the board. The game will sell like 10 million copies, but your system is still only at 2 million units sold. Also, the game gets very repetitive. The first 10 hours is fun, as you start unlocking stuff pretty fast and making games that are enjoyable with new features. Some of the stuff that you unlock over time are new rooms and engine features, but after that the game stays the same and the simple gameplay starts to get boring. Also, you can't have more than like 8 employees, but you're still making AAA games. And not only that, but you're also making your own consoles that don't even really work that well. Like, what? I'm sorry that I'm getting so fucking mad at this game, but some stuff makes 0 sense. Overall, the gameplay is fun, but it can get very stale over time. I like making games, I like running my business, but honestly, there's just not that much options for creativity. Like, there's only like a few genres that you can select. There's no platformer, hack and slash, or any of that. Overall, the gameplay is fun, but it can get very stale. They don't give you very many options for creativity until the very end, and at that rate, the gameplay is sort of boring. Like I said, the gameplay is fun, but it has a lot of flaws. Now, when it comes to the story, it's absolutely amazing. The game opens up with you greeting your uncle. You learn that your parents had to go to work across seas, and you're forced to live in a small town called Inaba with your uncle Dojima, who also has a daughter named Nanako. When you get home, you go
fucking sicko mode. You find a doom shotgun, kill Nanako, and rape Dojima. Then you find Travis Scott, make an out.
If Game Dev Tycoon didn't have enough content, then the modders have your back. The Steam release has mod support, and overall, it's great. Want sequels to be a feature that you unlock at the very beginning? Use this mod. Want DLC expansions to normal games? Use this mod. The mod support really fixes up those little issues that I've said, but it still doesn't fix the main overall gameplay. It's still pretty repetitive, although the mods do make it better. Well, anyways, that was Game Dev Tycoon, and it's a pretty fun game. Once again, I've already said this, but it gets repetitive, and is visually pretty uninteresting, but I don't know, man. The game is just very charming. It has enjoyable music. It has good sound effects. It's fun. It has modding. So overall, it's 81 out of 100. Zelda's ass is still better.
Still playing games. You don't even help with bills. You need to get a job. I come home every day crying. We're gonna lose the house. Where are the cats gonna go? Jordan,